Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our conflict resolution training. First, I want to thank each of you for taking the time to complete the pre-training questionnaire. We really appreciate it. That questionnaire wasn't just a formality. It gave us valuable insight into your current understanding, your experiences with workplace conflict, and what you're hoping to get out of today's session. Today, we're diving into Collaborate 360, a comprehensive approach designed to improve how teams work together holistically, not just through tools, but through mindset and skill building. Let's challenge a common belief. Conflict is not inherently negative. In fact, conflict often signals engagement and diverse thinking. The real issue lies in how conflict is managed or mismanaged within teams. Unresolved conflict can fester, but well-managed conflict can spark innovation and strengthen relationships. Collaborate 360 equips teams with frameworks and skills to handle conflict constructively. Before we dive in, I'd like to take a moment to introduce the team behind today's training. These are the folks who've worked hard to design a session that's both practical and relevant to your everyday work experiences. Today, we're here to support your learning, encourage honest discussion, and ensure this session is worth your time. Don't hesitate to ask questions or share your thoughts throughout the day. That's how we all learn best. Let's begin today by recognizing something important. Conflict is a natural part of workplace dynamics. Wherever people are working together with different goals, backgrounds, and communication styles, conflict is bound to arise, and that's not a bad thing. The key is not to avoid conflict, but to shift our mindset towards constructive engagement. When handled professionally, conflict can actually strengthen relationships, new ideas, and clarify expectations. Today's training is about giving you practical tools you can use to navigate conflict in a way that's respectful, solution-focused, and aligned with our professional values. We're also here to support a broader goal, building a workplace culture rooted in respect, accountability, and open communication, one where concerns are addressed early, differences are valued, and everyone feels heard. Whether you're in a team or you're a manager, your role in this matters. And the more confident you feel in managing conflict, the more positive and productive our environment becomes for everyone.
We are now going to discuss the theoretical framework utilized to create this training. This training is grounded in the Thomas Kilmann Conflict Mode Instrument, or TKI, which outlines the 5 conflict management styles. They are as follows: competing, collaborating, compromising, avoiding, and accommodating. The TKI model emphasizes that no style is universally right or wrong. Instead, leaders and team members must adapt based on context. We also drew on concepts from Thompson's Making the Team 2018, particularly the importance of emotional intelligence, psychological safety, and constructive team dialogue. What we're going to talk about next is where this training best applies. This training is ideal for organizations with cross-functional teams, departments undergoing change, or teams experiencing interpersonal tension. It is especially beneficial in environments where fast decision-making, shared leadership, and diverse perspectives are expected. While the training can be adapted to any professional setting, it is most effective in group environments where ongoing collaboration is required. The next segment that we're going to hop into is going to be our SMART goals. Our training will achieve the following SMART goals, which SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So our training will achieve the following SMART goals as follows. It is specific because our training will teach participants to identify and describe 5 conflict management styles. Our training is measurable because we expect 80% of our participants will correctly identify conflict styles during a scenario activity. It is achievable. The training is 2 hours with interactive practice and tools. It is relevant. All of our activities connect to real workforce behaviors and challenges. And lastly, it is time-bound. Goals are assessed immediately after the training and followed up on within 30 days.
Next, we have the Thomas-Kilmann conflict model. This model identifies 5 common conflict handling styles based on levels of assertiveness and cooperativeness. Let's begin with the competing conflict style. This approach is assertive but uncooperative. When someone uses the competing style, they prioritize their own needs and goals over others. It's a power-driven mode, often seen in situations where quick, decisive action is necessary, like emergencies or when enforcing rules. However, overuse of this style can harm relationships and lead to resentment. Think of a manager who insists on their way without considering team input. It might work out in the short term, but long-term collaboration could suffer. Next, we have collaborating. This is both highly assertive and highly cooperative. The goal here is a win-win solution where both parties fully address their concerns. Collaborating takes time and effort as it involves open communication and creative problem solving. It is ideal for complex issues where relationships matter and multiple perspectives are valuable. For example, 2 departments working together to develop a new product might use collaboration to blend innovation and functionality without compromise. Now, let's talk about compromising. This style falls right in the middle, moderate assertiveness and moderate cooperativeness. Each side gives up something to reach a mutually acceptable solution. It's useful when time is limited or when both sides hold equal power. While compromise is often seen as fair, it may lead to suboptimal outcomes if important needs are sacrificed. Imagine 2 colleagues disagreeing on project direction. They agree to split the difference, but neither is completely satisfied. Finally, we'll cover avoiding and accommodating, 2 lower assertiveness styles. Avoiding is both unassertive and uncooperative. People using this style sidestep conflict entirely, which can be useful to cool down high tensions or when the issue is trivial. But long term, avoiding can lead to unresolved issues and miscommunication. Accommodating, on the other hand, is unassertive but highly cooperative. It means yielding to others' needs, often at the expense of your own. This might help maintain harmony in the short term, but can lead to imbalance if used too frequently. The key with both styles is knowing when they serve the bigger picture and when they don't. Understanding the Thomas-Kilmann conflict model helps us recognize our default conflict styles and adapt them to different situations. No one style is best. Each has strengths and weaknesses, depending on the context. By being more aware of how we approach conflict, we can communicate more effectively, strengthen relationships, and make better decisions as a team.
Let's now focus our attention on the first activity of our training module. It is a game called Pause, Name, Choose. Participants are guided through real-world conflict scenarios where they pause, name the conflict type, such as task, relationship, or process, and choose a response strategy based on the TKI model. This trains awareness, emotional regulation, and intentional action.
Now, let's dive into our second activity, the Snap Judgment Game. This interactive exercise is designed to apply conflict style theory in a fast-paced, engaging format. The setup is simple but impactful. Participants are placed in small groups and presented with workplace scenarios involving conflict one at a time. Each scenario is read out loud and group members must quickly select which conflict style: competing, collaborating, compromising, avoiding, or accommodating. They have just 10 seconds to choose. After everyone locks in their answer, a quick round of group discussion follows. Participants explain why they chose that style and reflect on how their past experiences or personality may have influenced their decision. This brief dialogue taps into Noel's idea that adults bring a wealth of prior knowledge to learning and want to see how new concepts connect to their lives. The purpose of this game is twofold. Number one, increase fluency in recognizing and naming the 5 conflict styles under time pressure. Number two, foster metacognition, that is self-awareness about why we react to conflict the way we do. Adults are social learners and benefit from seeing how others perceive the same situation differently. The Snap Judgment Game is not about choosing the right answer. It's about exploring our instincts, biases, values in conflict situations and learning to pause and reassess before reacting. According to Malcolm Knowles' Principles of Adult Learning, adults are autonomous and goal-oriented. That's why our training is designed with flexibility in mind. This training can be delivered in a hybrid format, both in-person sessions and virtual options via Zoom. This is designed to last approximately 90 minutes. This training is also flexible for staff development days, orientation, or cross-functional team retreats. It is also recommended to be scheduled during low-stress periods. We use interactive methods such as real-life scenarios and small group discussions. Adults bring prior experience to the table, so the design ensures opportunities for learners to connect content with their own workplace situations. Now, let's look at the materials. Knowles highlights the importance of relevance in adult learning, so every tool we use serves a clear purpose. Participants will receive a printed or digital training packet that includes the slide deck, worksheets, and instructions for activities. For hands-on exercises like the Snap Judgment Game, we'll need scenario cards and a timer. We'll also provide pens, sticky notes, and large notepads for group activities and brainstorming. For virtual participants, all resources will be available in a shared Google Drive folder ahead of time. Ensuring learners are well-equipped removes barriers to engagement and supports Knowles' principles of readiness to learn.
Before we close out, I want to take a moment to walk you through our evaluation plan for today's training. You'll be asked to complete a post-training questionnaire. This will include a mix of feedback questions, a short knowledge check, and space for any open comments you'd like to share. We'll compare this with the pre-training responses to see where learning has taken place and where we might need to reinforce concepts. For managers, we may follow up later to assess how well these conflict resolution practices are being applied on the ground. The second evaluation method we use is the group reflection and debrief after every activity. This step hopefully allowed you, the participants, to slow down, process what you've learned, and make personal connections to the material. Based on your answers, we were able to assess how effective the presentation and activities were. All of this feedback will help us continue improving not just this training, but our broader effects to build a respectful, communicative workplace culture. Thank you in advance for taking a few minutes to share your thoughts. They really do make a difference. As we wrap up today's training, let's recap a few key points. First, conflict is not inherently bad. It's a natural part of human interaction. When handled correctly, conflict can be a powerful catalyst for improvement. Avoiding conflict often creates more harm than facing it, so the real skill lies in how we respond to it. You now have strategies to approach disagreements with confidence, clarity, and care. Remember, conflict is not a threat. It is an opportunity to build trust, uncover hidden issues, and drive meaningful change. I encourage you to use what you've learned today in your teams, your work, and your life. Let's move forward seeing conflict not as something to fear, but something to engage with purposefully. If you have any additional feedback or questions, please feel free to reach out to HR. We are here to help. Thanks again for your time and effort today, and we look forward to seeing how you apply these skills moving forward.